What's up, Film Jammers? We're back. We took a little hiatus as last week we were finishing up production on our latest feature film, Elfette Saves Christmas. So this week we're taking a look at how to be a better cinematographer. Let's get started with these 7 tips. Film Surround yourself with talented crew. This might sound like an easy one, but you gotta check that ego at the door, cowboy. Hire a gaffer that knows lighting better than you. If you use crew that has more experience than you, not only will you learn from them on set, but they're also gonna make you look good when you're shooting. It's great to have a talented gaffer on set because they could also have ideas on how to light a scene if you get stumped, or ideas on what lights to use or how to maximize your lighting package. So hire those power players and learn from them. Listen, a good film director should have a vision for the look and style of their film. Make sure to listen to that. As a DP, it's your job to paint and execute the director's vision. Creating a beautiful scene that looks amazing but doesn't match the vision of the director is a common mistake I see DPs make. Getting caught up in a pretty shot or this amazing one-take Steadicam shot that is gonna change the world, it really is not the best for production sometimes and can hurt things. It can waste a lot of time. Not every shot needs a 3-hour setup. If you're just shooting a phone call or if you're shooting an establishing shot, don't take 3 hours to light it. Save those big setups for the scenes that matter, the emotional scenes in your movie, or the scenes that are pivotal to the story. Save those 10 sky panels and 20 M18s for that monologue Bruce Willis is gonna do on nuclear warfare, Don't use all those goodies who's just talking on the phone to Aunt Linda. I think being a great DP is knowing when to create the magic and knowing when to keep it simple. Simple as that. A good director will also listen to his DP, so if you have ideas, communicate those to your director. Film is all about the collaboration between the crew. So like the great Vanilla Ice once said, stop, collaborate, and listen. It also applies to filmmaking. Choose the right camera for the job. I say this all the time, but don't go all 8K if you don't need to. I think it's easy to get caught up in having the latest technology and the greatest camera, the latest thing that's out. These marketing companies and the camera companies make us feel really inadequate, like our camera ain't enough, it's not big enough, that zoom lens ain't big enough, mama. These camera companies and the marketing agencies they have are always constantly making us feel like our camera, our current setup is never enough. But in reality, cameras are so good these days that the higher end ones can even be overkill for certain jobs. Spending a little bit more budget on lighting is probably gonna yield better results than throwing all that cash into a really high-end camera. And unless you have the need to shoot 4K or 8K, some really nice high quality 1080p footage often gets the job done. So unless you need 4K or 8K footage, maybe you're doing effects or green screen work, good old 1080p still gets the job done, and a lot of my work personally still is in 1080p, especially when I'm finishing to the web. So choose the right camera for the job. Plan. Read the script and break it down. Plan your shots and angles before you get to set. So even if you want to be spontaneous on set, having a good plan and idea of what you're doing is going to make things flow a lot smoother when you get to set. And it'll give you a better understanding of the scene. You don't always need to stick the storyboards you create ahead of time, but personally it helps me visualize the scene so I know what I'm doing when I get there. It'll also help you communicate visually to your crew. So showing them storyboards of what's going on will help them understand of what you're trying to achieve, and it'll let them do their job better. So if you're just doing close-ups, they don't need to do all that set design. So if you communicate with your crew those storyboards and your shots and your ideas, it's gonna help them do their job, help you all achieve a better result. Could save you a lot of time and a lot of resources. So make a plan and communicate that plan to your crew. Make films or spec projects. I try to make as many short films as I can or spec projects to challenge myself and to try out new techniques I want to use on set. More often than not, I learn something and I can bring that new tool or technique onto set when I'm getting paid for a job, and it makes me more valuable to that production. It's also a great time to try out new gear that maybe I haven't used yet on a paid shoot. So you can work out the kinks and make it look like you know what you're doing on set. Short films are also a great time to meet new crew or get to know your crew and see how you work together. I recommend doing at least a couple per year. Scout your location. This means go there, look at it, see what's happening, see where the light is, see what potential obstacles or issues you could have at the location. Is there music playing in the bar you want to film in? Can you turn off that music? That's more a sound guy thing, but is there a giant overhead light that could be affecting how you're lighting your scene? Where's the power? All these things are great questions for when you do your scout. If you can scout with your director or other team members on your crew, it's great because you can also get their input and see how it could affect their jobs. But even if they're not available, I always personally like to go to a location and scout it myself so I know what's going on. That way I can see how the light's hitting the scene and I can come prepared with the lighting package I need and the lighting modifiers. I remember one time I was scouting a project. They insisted on doing a morning scout. It was the only time we could do it. So we scouted it and the lighting looked great, but we showed up at night. Uh-oh, there's sunlight coming through those windows and we can't film right now. And we had to set up a whole bunch of 20 bys that we didn't even have. So we had to go and get more equipment, and it added time and it cost the production a lot of money. So scout it and come prepared. Educate yourself. I'm always watching tutorials online to see what others are doing. I also like watching the behind the scenes videos from some of my favorite shows and movies. Often seeing how another DP works will give me ideas and techniques maybe that I want to try when I'm on set. So educate yourself and use resources like YouTube and those DVD extras to get inspired when you're not on set. Okay guys, we hope these tips were helpful. Let us know what you think makes a great cinematographer down in the comments. We'll see you next week. How does that Vanilla Ice song go in the beginning? So listen and collaborate. So communicate and listen. Stop. Hammer time.